Hi guys, I'm back in the garden with a guitar, and this is a 1920 Martin. I believe it's a Tremolo 17, but somebody will know better. This is what it does. Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? So come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Back to the land of California, to my sweet home, Chicago. Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? So come on, baby, don't you wanna go? I'm going back to Chicago, my sweet home, Chicago. Going back to my hometown, my sweet home, Chicago, yeah. 100 years old, not me, the guitar.
He was the guy from Deep Purple, which is a huge band, you know, and we'd been in 100 bands between us, but no, we'd not been in bands of the stature of that. I went to see Mickey at the Rainbow. He was playing with Frankie Miller.
Yeah.
And I went to see the gig, so I went to see him. And I bumped into David, literally bumped into him in the foyer. And he said, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And I said, "I've come to see Mick." And he said, "No, I don't think he even realised that we knew each other." And he had heard the PAL album. The next day they were auditioning people. And David asked me if I'd come down just to listen to these drummers and bass players, basically. And I said, "Yeah, okay, fine." And as I left, he said to me, "Bring a guitar." And that was it. Then we started playing together, and David was stood in the corner for about 20 minutes, listening, wasn't he? And then came over and went like that. And said, "Oh, hello." That's how it started, really. And from then, the three of us then, I think we had more or less a writing session within a couple of days, didn't we?
Yeah.
Down at some cellar in Newman Street. M3 is all about playing the classic Whitesnake stuff, and we had a thing before called the Company of Snakes, which was a good band. It was a really good band. We made a very decent studio album, but when we would play that stuff live, it would be politely received, and then we would do something from Whitesnake, and it would be uproariously received. So we realised, we were just taking one step forward and two back, and people really wanted to hear the classic Whitesnake stuff, so that's why.
Guitar thing was something.
I welcome you back on here now. The heartbreaking news coming in is the much-loved former Whitesnake guitarist and solo artist Bernie Marsden has died at the age of 72. Marsden's death was confirmed in a statement released by his publicist on his official Facebook. It read, "On behalf of his family, it is with deep sadness we announce the death of Bernie Marsden," read the statement. Bernie died peacefully on Thursday evening with his wife, Fran, and daughters Charlotte and Olivia by his side. Bernie never lost his passion for music, writing and recording new songs until the end. The news had been shared earlier by Marsden's former Whitesnake colleague, David Coverdale, who tweeted, "I have just woken up to the awful news that my old friend and former Snake Bernie Marsden has passed. My sincere thoughts and prayers to his beloved family, friends and fans. A genuinely funny, gifted man whom I was honored to know and share a stage with." Marsden was best known for his time with Whitesnake, the band he co-founded with Coverdale and Mickey Moody in 1978. His tenure with the band coincided with the release of classic albums such as Come and Get It, Saints and Sinners and Alive, In the Heart of the City. Marsden also co-wrote the band's biggest international hit, Here I Go Again, which topped the US chart in 1987, 5 years after he had left the band. In an interview Bernie held with Classic said, "It took maybe 2 hours." He told Classic Rock in 2020, "I wrote it in my first house and put all together an old Revox step motion. It was the opening sequence that grabbed me, the 3 opening chords. I had the melody in my head, and when I played it to Joe Lode, he had a certain look in his eye. He made me play it again and then said, 'You are a clever little sword, aren't you?' That's the hook." Marsden was born in 1951 in Buckingham, UK, and began his career in the local club scene in the late 60s. Inspired like so many others by the boom in blues music, I loved Hank Marvin in the Shadows as a kid, but Eric Clapton was the first guitar player I really adored because I was also old enough to relate to it. George Harrison comes into this as well. Then it was Peter Green. I saw Fleetwood Mac on so many occasions. He said, "We send our deepest condolences to the family, friends and fans. Rest in power, King."